So when they heard me singing, it's gonna be a heartache tonight. It's like the
They're
short
like,
circuit.
where did that come from?
To them, I am, oh my love. That's me.
Best song ever.
It is.
It is. I'm sorry. I still cry every time I hear it. I think it is the best song ever written in music. Deb, it's Happy Hour with Deb, and today, ladies and gentlemen, I am a very lucky woman. I have a legend sitting next to me. Bucky Heard, welcome to Happy Hour.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks, Deb. Thanks for having me. It's great to be back in Nashville.
Right? Yeah. Welcome back to Nashville. So we have so much to talk about. Let's start with your album. You just wrote a new album, Breathless. Yeah. It is incredible.
Well, thank you.
Walk me, everyone, and we're going to get into this too. Bucky is the other half of the Righteous Brothers, so he is a legend in his own, and then started writing country music. Tell me how we made the transition. What brought you to country music?
Well, having done the Righteous Brothers, we just actually started our 11th season, which is insane.
It's crazy.
I had no clue it would be this successful and still going on all these years. Bill's 85 now.
Wow.
And still out singing at a high level. He actually just recorded an album too here in Nashville.
You're kidding.
Right before mine. About 6 months ago, I got to see him perform. He made his debut on the stage at the Grand Ole Opry. So,
that is such a beautiful.
Yeah, gosh. And
I don't think there's any music better than the Righteous Brothers.
No, and I grew up listening to it. And that's why surreal to me, and I say it all the time in the show, that this, it's just mind-blowing that, this little kid, I played these records in my room.
I know.
And then, now I'm standing on stage,
That's crazy.
singing these songs with Bill Medley.
That must be because I can tell you when I'm from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, but we didn't make it to the Super Bowl. And I was
try being a Falcons fan.
I know. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Mitch got killed in the playoffs. We went out the first round.
Yeah.
Football.
I don't even remember what it was like to go to the playoffs.
No,
we haven't been in so many since
we're going to start pulling
that
for
Super
you.
Bowl. Yeah.
I know. I kind of feel, though, it's so funny because Philadelphia had such a good run, and all season I'm like, they're not going to the Super Bowl. But, it's a very blue-collar town. And when they find out that they're not winning,
they're not happy.
Shit gets real in Philadelphia.
One of my best friends was she used to be a cheerleader, back in '72 for the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw a few weeks ago, they had all the cheerleaders from.
Yes.
They had like 200 cheerleaders, former cheerleaders. She was out there on the front.
Oh, that's so exciting.
One of the older ones that were there.
Philly is a cool city.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's a cool city. I mean, you have to have a little thick skin to be there, but it's a cool city.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the album. You've been touring.
Yeah.
You're doing a little thing, and you're doing a residency thing in Vegas for people to see you. I'm sure that sells out every night.
Yeah, we play South Point. We were at Harrah's pre-COVID, and then coming out of COVID, we decided to go over to South Point, which is South Point Hotel and Casino. They also have the big equestrian. They do NFR, all the rodeo stuff there.
Oh, and that just happened not that long ago.
That's
a lot
there.
of artists.
I'm
going next year, Mitch. You heard it here first.
It's an incredible, and the showroom seats about 450, 500, old school Vegas kind of layout, and
Love
it's just
that.
it's great. So
Vegas is a great city.
Yeah. It's amazing, but I'm an Alabama guy. I grew up in Alabama, and so when Bill announced that we were going to be on the Love and Feel and Farewell tour, he said, you got to maybe make some decisions. And I had some people approach me, like promoters, saying we could take you as Bucky Heard of the Righteous Brothers and put you with like Gary Puckett and Union Gap and the Letterman and some of these other oldies.
Right. All not bad options.
All
not
fabulous
options.
Like have those Flower Power, Happy Together tour where they put a bunch of groups together.
Right.
And so I thought, that's something that I feel like I could always come back to.
Right.
I said, but I felt like I wanted to do a record that leaned into my country, Southern roots. And I grew up singing in rock and roll bands. Bad Company, 38 Special, the Eagles, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Right.
And so
that's an impressive resume, sir.
And those are like.
Those are hard rock, that's impressive.
And that's kind of like country a little bit, like Chris Stapleton and people like, he's soulful. He's a blues rock singer. You know,
he's amazing.
So it's not. I decided I wanted to do this country rock album, and kind of lean into. I'm a big Bob Seger fan.
Yeah.
And so, some of the songs kind of have. It's kind of a Bob Seger meets Journey meets the Eagles kind of feel. I wanted some really gritty rock
it's
songs.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And the ballads, we wanted the ballads.
It's amazing.
To be reminiscent of like "Open Arms" by Journey,
Right.
and then have the grittiness of Bob Seger on the rock songs. So I was fortunate to be connected with Bob Bullock, my producer, who is a legend as well.
Yes.
And he, we talked to several different producers here. And one thing Nashville is not at a loss for, that's great producers, great studios, and great musicians,
Absolutely.
and great songwriters, great
Yes.
everything.
Yeah, right.
And
It
so
is.
that's
It
why
really
I
is.
come
If
here
you're
to
an
record.
artist, this is a great place to be.
It's the best place in the world. And so, I knew I was going to do about 8 songs, and the only cover is, as you know, you've heard the record, is "Crying." I do a version of "Crying"
Right.
by Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
But so I was like, I'm probably going to write 3 or 4 of the songs, and then I started getting songs from like Marv Green and Kent Blasey and these great writers, and just fell in love with these songs. And so we got song pluggers were sending us probably 150 songs, and out of all those we picked 7.
Wow.
And I co-wrote one of them, but
That
the
had
rest
to be
of them,
really difficult.
it was,
because-
but I was able to eliminate half of them immediately because I'm over. I don't want to sing about, partying, getting drunk, and all that.
we kind of grow out of that, right?
I just want to. Yeah,
we kind of grow out of it.
I just want to sing about meaningful things, and I want like you and I talked about what you do. I want to change lives
Yes.
for the better. And when
Right.
people hear when they play my album, when they come to my concerts live, my solo shows, I want them to leave feeling better about themselves and the world around them. And my message is, dreams don't have a shelf life. Take those dreams. I don't care how
love
old you
that.
are. You
So
take those dreams
they
off the
don't.
shelf, dust them off, and age ain't. I've got hats that I have at my shows. Age ain't nothing but a number.
Yes,
And,
right.
And so your best days can be ahead. It's up to you. And I mean, I didn't have any clue that at 50 years old, I was going to be a righteous brother.
Yeah.
And so I'm living proof.
Well, that's incredible.
Yeah, it
I mean,
just happened like.
Unchained Melody is
Yeah, one of the
life-changing.
greatest.
I mean, everybody's like, I want that to be my wedding song.
Yeah.
Like it's
Well, Bill said a lot of people they come up and say, what was your wedding song? Oh, it was "You've Lost That Love and Feeling." He goes,
Right.
well, shouldn't that be a divorce song? You've
Right,
lost that love and feeling.
exactly.
But "You've Lost That Love and Feeling" about 20 years ago surpassed the Beatles record yesterday and became the most played record in the history of radio.
wow, that's such a. And here you are in
and
Nashville
it'll never
with
be
another
beat,
album.
so it's like, yeah.
Life is winning for you,
So
sir.
yeah, so
you're gonna.
so
you're
I,
going.
you'd think everybody's like, so in my mind I'm initially thinking I'm a righteous brother. I can't ask God for anything more than that. And now
God delivered you.
and then now we're going to the next. Now I'm going to take it to the next level with this record. So I'm really proud of it. The musicians on this album.
You should be very proud of
Thank
this
you.
album. You should be
I
very
think it's
proud.
encouraging people, and
Absolutely.
I did my first full show in Vegas. There's an old school venue called the Italian American Club. And,
Okay.
Joe
That-
Pesci
that
stops by
sounds like a
there.
really cool place,
Ray
right.
So yeah, it's true, and they have about a 250 seat showroom. And we went in with a great band, and Bill got up and sang a couple songs with me, but we sold it out.
I love that.
And so it was nice to do the songs live and to kind of get a vibe on how the audience reacted to them.
Right.
So I take all these original songs and sprinkle in, "Heartache Tonight" by the Eagles and "Don't Stop Believin'" by Journey, and mix put really cool rock cover songs around these originals, and the show went over really, really well. So
bet.
I booked 2 more solo shows in Las Vegas, and then I'm here to do Third and Lindsley tomorrow, which is going to be exciting.
That's going to be so exciting.
yeah.
I wish I was in town because I would love to see you
I would love for you to be
perform.
there.
I would love. Don't worry. Get Philly on that farewell tour.
I sure would love it.
Don't worry, we'll travel to go see.
We're
you.
coming up the East Coast. The Righteous Brothers are. I know we're playing Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, that's not that far.
Yeah, we're playing there in like May or
Okay.
June.
Well, count us in.
You should
Count
come
me and
see
my husband.
I'll
we
get
would
you
love
some tickets.
to. You're so sweet.
We'll
God
take
bless
care
you.
of
Thank
you.
you so
You bet, you
much.
bet, you
That's
bet.
amazing.
Yeah, we're going to. It's going to be fun. We're going to the East. I've never been to Maine. We're going to Maine to play.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well, you have to wait till May because
Yeah.
there's still 14 inches of snow that's now
I
ice
know.
in Philadelphia.
So it's kind of a balancing act right now. I'm booking my show around Righteous Brothers shows.
Around the tour, the farewell tour.
Yeah.
What's that? How does that make you feel when you hear that's the farewell tour?
It's bittersweet. I don't want to stop doing the Righteous Brothers. Obviously, it's been incredible, but I'm really excited about my solo career and about
Yes.
whatever God's got planned for me, whatever those
Absolutely.
next steps are. I'm really excited about that. So, and I mean, let's face the Eagles have been on their farewell tour for what 2 or 3 years now.
Right. Exactly.
So, Bill basically said he's feeling really good right now, and he said, I'm going to keep doing it until...
He's in good health?
Yes, he's in great.
God bless him.
Said until they stop coming, he puts it like this, I'm going to keep doing it until they stop coming or the wheels fall off.
Right.
And
I
right
use the
now,
wheels fall off a lot
Oh, boy.
with my
Oh.
children when they have they're adults now, and they have a bad day. I'm like, oh, God, did your wheels fall off too?
Yeah.
I use
But there's some
wheels fall-
singers out there that we've heard, and I'm not going to name, but that shouldn't be, they should hang it up.
Yeah, they should. Go out on a high note.
They should. And
Right? Go
there's
ahead.
a few that I've heard in concert, and I'm like, but Bill still sounds great. And he told me, he said, if I ever am not meeting the standard of what we are, you have to tell me. If I'm not aware of it, you have to tell me.
Right.
And he just keeps getting stronger and better.
That's God bless him.
His album he just cut right before mine. He does a duet with Vince Gill, Sean Colvin.
Wow.
I was in the studio. He and Michael McDonald recorded Buck Owens' song "Crying Time,"
Yeah. Wow.
and it's a great record. So he did his at Curb, and then I came in and did mine. So we both did country. And their country both. So we
I
both
love
did,
that.
We both did
I
country.
think the whole
solo
world
albums,
should be
so.
singing country music, sir.
It's
I think it's a feel good. It's just
well, it spans country music kind of envelops everything. I feel
totally.
like. I
And
mean,
it's a story and
beautiful ballads and storytelling ballads, and then
Yes.
you've got those driving rock songs.
yes. And it's funny. This show will be 2 years old in March next month. Happy birthday, happy hour.
That's
and
great.
everyone I've met has been so humble, and I love this about country music artists. It's not an ego.
No.
They help the next one up, and I think this whole city has that vibe.
Yes, it does.
Of helping each other.
Well, it feels like home. It's
Totally. I love it here.
It's family. I mean,
Yes.
you're family when you come down
Yeah,
here.
that's what I say. I'm like, they're my Nashville
I mean,
family.
and I love Las Vegas. I really do. But the glitz and the glam, and it can be a little pretentious at times.
Yeah,
And
I'm
Nashville's
sure.
just, baseball caps and T-shirts
Yes.
and great music.
And
It's
great
not about
music
the fluff.
everywhere.
It's not
Everywhere you
about.
go.
It's about the songs.
You think you'll ever call it home someday?
I would really love to. My wife, she calls herself a desert snob. And we lived in Branson, Missouri for 22 years. That's
Right.
where, and she's in the business as well.
Oh, good.
So both of us
That's
work
amazing.
together in Branson, and the reason I loved Branson so much is because it had the same vibe as Alabama, which has the same vibe as Nashville.
Nashville.
And so I would move here in a heartbeat, but she's kind of dug in there and got a lot of friends out in Vegas, and so who knows? Maybe we'll.
Yeah. Get a little
I've
apartment.
been traveling, and I've been in Nashville lately almost as much as I have Vegas.
So you recorded this entire album here in Nashville.
yeah, at Curb Records.
Wow. And you must have been like, do you feel like this precious brand new baby that you
Oh.
just want to share with the entire world?
It's funny you made a joke, because I made a joke about this when we did my live show. I said, when you do an album, it's about a year process. You got to pick the songs,
Oh,
and
sure.
and then you got to get the producer, and then the producer gets the musicians, and then you got to pick the studio, and then when the album's done, it has to be mastered, and then you have to go and do photo shoots so you can get the album cover done.
Right.
And then you have to get the rights for it and all that. It's a process.
Totally,
And I
it's a
said it's
process.
very much like having a child.
Yeah.
I said, you know, you go through the labor pains and all
Right.
and all this.
You're gonna be
and
up
then
all
you're-
night the first couple months.
and you're hoping to deliver this beautiful creation. I said, and the bottom line is you don't want to hope. You're just hoping it doesn't look like Joe Pesci.
Right.
You know
Oh
what I mean?
my gosh, that's
it's like
so
you
true.
want to birth this beautiful thing that will hopefully make the world better and more beautiful.
I can tell you that album will make the world better.
thank you. I
It's
sure hope
beautiful.
so.
It will make. How's the response been? I mean,
it's
I
been-
know that, you know, in this industry,
It's hard to get it out there, you know. It's
it
like
is. It's
with all the
like-
streaming and all that stuff,
yeah.
you know.
Well,
what's-
very different from, you know, what at our age, what happened.
Yes.
You know, like it's a whole different industry.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really interesting process. I haven't done an album in a while, and you know, I did 4 music videos. So the plan was, you know, I think we released the first song in June, and I'd already done. So we released a song at the first of the month, and then a week later drop the video.
Right.
So you have 2 opportunities to promote it, and then the next month the same thing. And so we did 4 music videos. So you know, the album was done almost over I think a year ago December.
Wow.
The album was finished, but the process of releasing it, you just got to take your time and
You do.
not, you know,
well, if you want it to be a legend,
Yes,
then that's what you have
gotta
to
build
do.
the hype. You gotta build-
Absolutely.
And so, you know, Cliff, my manager, Cliff Doyle's, he also has been my publicist. He's been everything. And Cliff's been
Cliff's one of the best in the
great.
business. I
And-
love Cliff.
And we had a pretty good marketing team that came on board, and you know, we've been putting some stuff out there. It's just the fortunate / unfortunate thing is because I'm still doing the Righteous Brothers, and we still have a full schedule of Righteous Brothers show this year. You know, I think we have 20 shows in Vegas, and we'll probably do 50 shows on the road.
Right.
Booking my show around that's kind of tricky.
Yeah, it's a little tricky,
But,
right? And you're
so-
still interviewing, and that's hard too,
Yeah.
you know, to promote and to get it out there. And
Yeah, that's-
it's hard to be on that circuit of radio and podcast. And
It's you know, the streaming thing and all that. That's kind of new to as far as, you know, I stream music, but how do you get, you know, getting people to stream it?
Right.
And when there's so much great material out there,
Right.
you know, you're a very small fish
there
in a huge
is,
pond.
right? I say that all the time. There's so much talent.
It takes a
here.
lot of you know, it takes a lot of luck, really. I mean, you obviously have to be good. You have to have a great product, but you got to somehow fall through the cracks, you know,
Right.
and just get that break, you know.
Yeah, and really, it's about alignment with the right.
you got to
people.
believe in yourself.
Absolutely, I tell people that all the time. I'm like, if you're not dreaming big, like big that
Oh,
you're
yeah.
terrified of it, you're not.
That's,
you're not
I love
dreaming.
that. I love that. That
Like
you're
you
terrified
need to
of
be
it.
terrified of
Well,
it.
here's what, you know. I'm a man of faith, and I know God can do big things.
Yes, he
And how can I'm not going to put a cap on what He can do by I want. I said I want. You know, I actually pray. I want a hit record, and I believe that it can happen.
Oh, it's going to be a
You know,
huge hit. This
but
record.
it is, if my music can, you know, we were talking about what you do and how you help people and give them their lives back.
Yeah.
I mean, if one person hears one of my songs, and it uplifts them, and it helps them in some way. I mean, entertainers are so blessed that we have the platform to make a difference in someone's life.
and the God-given talent.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And I was, the first time I was aware of that, I was a young entertainer. I was working for Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, and I was probably 22, 23 years old. And Michael Bolton was really big, and he had a song called "When I'm Back on My Feet Again," and I sang this song in one of our shows on the ship. And one night I was like, oh, I don't feel like singing. I went and I sang the song, and after the show, this lady comes up to me with her two of her kids, and she said, I have to tell you, she said, I lost my son, one of my sons, to a car accident. It was 16, 3 weeks ago, and my kids brought me out here on the ship to just
Help,
to get away from,
heal,
you know.
recover, right.
And she goes, and I can't even begin, she was sobbing. I can't even begin to tell you, hearing when I'm back on my feet again, that song is so powerful.
Wow.
And I was crying, and she was crying, the kids were crying. And at that point, you know, I kind of always knew it, but at that point I went, you know, I have this platform and really a responsibility.
Let me tell you something. We shot in December. We came and shot around, and we were talking to the younger artist, and we were saying that, you know, God gave you this talent, right? And you're not doing him justice. You're not doing yourself. If you don't,
100%.
if you don't go out there, if you don't
100%.
take chances in life, and you've been comfortable in music for a very long time,
you're going to end up where you. One of my songs actually the song on my album called "It Is What It Is Till It Ain't," I co-wrote that one, and there's a funny little chant we do in the middle that's it's funny, but it's so true, and it's shoulda, woulda, coulda, never did me any goulda.
Wow.
Left me standing where I stood yesterday.
right?
So think about that.
Yeah.
If you make excuses, and a lot of people want to blame the situations, or, you know, I had a bad upbringing and this,
Right.
that, you know, you can blame this and blame that, but ultimately it's up to you.
You have to take accountability, right?
That's
the
it.
same way. And you know, it is true. When I can't even imagine what it's like to have a song that moves somebody to tears. But
when you can have when you
this
can
is,
make
I
that
can tell
impact.
just by meeting you in this short time, you're the kind of person that really,
Oh.
your heart for this,
That's what
and
it's
to
all
know that
about.
it moves people.
My entire platform is about encouraging and uplifting and making people, you know, really understand that there's still a lot of good out there, and there's opportunity out there, and the thing that you don't want more than anything else, and I know when I get to the end of my time on this earth that I'm going to be able to look back and go, I did and tried everything I wanted to
Yes.
do, and I don't have any regrets, because
It's beautiful.
I can live with failure. I've failed many times.
Well, we have to, or else we don't learn anything.
That's it. You take your lumps. I can live with failure. What I can't live with is regret. And I wish I would have tried this. Gosh, I always wanted to write a song. I always wanted to play piano. Well, then start today.
Yeah, what's stopping you?
Start putting
Right.
things in motion to do it today.
Right.
But people.
And every day's a new day. As humans, we get to wake up and write our own
it's
script.
it's the first day of the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
And so that's, you know, there's a song on this record called "Empty," which talks about at the end. It's not the money, and it's not the fame and fortune and the big things that you think are so important. It's going to Little League baseball games and family reunions,
Yes.
and eating, going to your favorite cafe and having that slice of your favorite apple pie.
Absolutely.
And it's those moments, and the moments and the loved ones that you share those moments with,
Absolutely.
that mean everything.
It
And-
really
and
does,
so-
especially for somebody who's on the road, who spends
Yes.
their life on the road.
So that song is, the chorus goes, "Lay your soul to rest with no words left unsaid, no song left unsung, no letters unwritten, no laughter held back, no grudge unforgiven. We all run out of time, so make sure love is plenty. Give life all you have and go to the grave empty."
That's so beautiful and so inspiring.
Great song.
What would you tell somebody, a young artist that's here in Nashville, that came with a guitar and a dream? What would your advice be?
If somebody's just coming into Nashville.
Yeah, just come in like, I love music, I'm going to play it, I'm just coming to Nashville. What's your advice to the younger people who want to break through into this industry?
I would say, this sounds cliche, but don't ever give up, and find people, go out and network, meeting people, go to these places that, like the local and places like that, where you can meet songwriters, collaborate. It's a network.
Absolutely.
I mean, really
the power of
meeting
networking.
Oh, my daughter's in New York City studying theater.
Oh,
and,
that's great.
And she stood in line for 10 hours for a cattle call for Dirty Dancing, of all things.
Right.
And she said, "Dad, you know, I'm hoping I get this." She did. She's on her third callback, so.
Oh, that's
But-
we're going
but-
to keep our fingers. What's your
Yes.
name?
What's that?
What's your daughter's name?
Sydney.
Sydney,
Yeah.
we got you, girl. We got you.
But she's like, "Dad, I met the greatest people standing in line.
Absolutely.
She said, and we're going to go have lunch, and this lady choreographs, and I'm going to go take her class.
That's amazing.
And so the networking aspect of it, when you come in, it can be overwhelming, as coming into a town that you don't know anybody. I mean, I just did that. I was very fortunate, as I was one of the Righteous Brothers, but stepping into Las Vegas, I didn't know anybody there.
Right.
And so I started going out to the different lounges and sitting in, letting people hear you. And so the networking and
is ridiculously
and
important.
sing, go places, take your guitar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go in and
we tell people too, we're like, just the power of connection. We don't know what door is going to open, but a door
1,000,000%.
is going to open.
But you've got to be putting it in motion. My granddad was a Baptist preacher, and he used to say, Buck, and you probably heard this saying. He goes, if you're going to pray for the seeds if you're going to pray for the crops to grow, you better do it with a sack of seeds and a hoe in your hand.
Right. Right.
And so in other words, you got to put it in motion, and you got to be willing to put the work in. But then I think you've got to balance that with faith and know that God's got the end game. And what I pray is like, this is what I want, but if you don't want me on this path, then put me on the path that you want me on. Because I want to make a difference in the way that you want me to make a difference. So far, he
gave you the talent,
kept me into
right?
this.
And he gave you the skills, and that's the most important thing. How many children do you have?
I have just one. We have Sydney. She's kind of we call her our miracle baby.
I love that.
We really, she wasn't supposed to be able to have kids, but we have her. So
that's great.
And she turned 20 in December, and acting, singing,
World
dancing,
is
playing
wide
guitar.
open for her.
She loves New York City. I would have never thought she would have been a New York City girl.
Yeah.
But she loves it.
I think it's New York is one of those things. Either you love it or you're like,
That's
am never going back to New York City.
My wife, she said, I don't mind going in to see our daughter, but she goes,
it's a whole different kind of energy.
Yeah, really is.
So let's talk about that. You have very good energy. Like as soon as you came in, you can just see.
Oh, that's very sweet.
And have you always been like that?
Yeah, I've always. I think I get that from my mom. My mom I lost her. She was real young, but she introduced me to music, and she just taught me to treat people like you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
And be an encourager and try to be positive where you can. And but yeah, you just don't know what other people are going through, and
you never know. You never know. That's why it's so important to just be kind to everybody.
That's it. I mean, it takes a lot more energy.
And it doesn't cost anything.
No, and like I said, it takes a lot more energy to be negative.
Yes.
And to be mad and angry and hateful.
It really does. It really does.
And you don't know what the person next to you has been. Like somebody cuts you off in traffic, and you get, tendency is to want to get angry, or if somebody steps in front of you or doesn't hold the door open for you. Tendency is to get angry, but that person may have just lost their job.
Absolutely.
That person may have had something tragic happen in their lives. So I think if people would just,
give grace.
Take a moment.
Give some
take
grace,
a breath.
right?
Yes,
I
grace.
tell people that all the time, like, give some grace.
Grace.
We're all just trying to get by.
That's
every single one of us.
That's it. And
I teach my clients a gratitude practice. Like before their feet even hit the floor in the morning, I'm like,
that's
talk
wonderful.
to the universe, talk to God, whatever you believe, and say 3 things you're grateful for. It could be the smallest
That's absolutely
things.
Great.
And then it is hard to get knocked off your game when you come from a place of gratitude, because you remember
that's great.
That the small things are wonderful. Mm-hmm. And really we're all just trying to get through.
That's it. You said it to be sometimes when I start to get down, or when I start to doubt, I just sit and think for a minute about all the times, and everybody's got their beliefs, and I don't really push my belief on anybody. I try to live my life in such a way that people want to know, like, what is it that makes you so joyful? What is it that makes you?
Right.
But I think my faith. I was brought up in church and all that, and having a relationship.
There's nothing like a Southern Baptist church.
No, and my dad was.
Holy
my granddad
smokes,
was a preacher.
Show. It will move you to tears. It is unbelievable.
And that's where I learned to sing in church. I first started singing when I was probably 8 or 9, 10 years old.
Wow.
I was singing in church, and I said, when you sing for God, when you sing in church, and I can always tell singers that have a gospel background,
Absolutely.
because they sing with just something different than other people. It's the feeling that you have, because as a singer, you're a storyteller, and when you're singing for God, there's nothing more important. And that tends to, when you grow up with that, it tends to transfer over into every other form of music you sing.
Absolutely.
So-
And faith-based people are grateful. And, you know, it's really funny. With a strong faith and with gratitude, you can do anything. It's
Yes.
not, people are like, I'm not good enough, or I didn't go to school. I'm like, we as humans have the ability to dictate our lives.
Just don't make don't make
Don't make
excuses,
excuses,
and
right.
and don't have a backup plan. You know,
Right.
that's my other. You know, I used to teach musical theater at an art school back in Branson when I was there, and I would ask my older students. I said, you know, do you think you might want to do this for a living? And the ones that said yes, I would say, well, let me give you this piece of advice, and it's going to sound harsh, but it's true. I said, if you are already thinking about it, like say you want to be an actor,
Right.
if you're already thinking
Then
about
you're
a
not all
backup
in.
plan, then just do the backup plan
Right.
and do the acting as on the side for fun.
Right.
You
No
know,
plan B.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with, like, I've got a couple of students that they're going into theater, but they're also getting studying theater, but they're also studying business.
Right.
Because you are the product. You have to
Right.
promote
And
yourself.
this is a
So
business.
it's
As wonderful
100
as it
they call
is,
it
it's
show
a-
business.
It
know.
is. It
But,
definitely is.
So, but having a backup plan, like, it really gives you an out. You know, and
Totally.
so
Well-
I never feel like, once I finally realized, I mean, I tried to run away from it. I needed a year and a half. I went to Auburn University.
I read.
I needed a
read.
year and a half to get my geology degree. I was running away from what I knew I wanted to do, and
Right.
I started playing with this rock band on the side, and I dropped out of school, much to my parents. Woo, and went on the road
It's
with
all
this
right.
band.
You did okay.
No.
You're
yeah,
okay.
turned out okay. But went on the road with this band, and the band broke up. And then, but at that point, came back groveling home, and I told my dad, I said, I want to be in entertainment. I want to be in theater. So I transferred all my credits over, and I got my theater degree in about a year and a half.
Good for you.
And then just never looked back. I went to work for the cruise ships and did regional theater. Then moved to Branson in '94, and my wife was
a lot of artists are on cruise ships. A lot.
yeah, that was I think it's a great training ground. I think it's a
Absolutely.
great place to go to start your career and to end your career. It's real easy to get sucked in.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because
I'm
it's its
sure.
own little thing. Like I would sing in these showrooms. I mean, big lights and dancers behind me, and I'm in a
Right.
tuxedo with a 12-piece orchestra singing
Right.
songs, and you get off the ship. Because you're made to feel like you're a rock star, and you are on
Right.
that little bubble, and then you get off the ship and you walk into somewhere and nobody's talking to you. They
Right.
don't know
They're
you.
like, next. Right.
Yeah, so it's but you go out there and you can make good money. So people get sucked into that, and I did it for 3 years, and I could feel the pull, and I'm like, no, I'm getting off this ship.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. So then we moved to Branson, and
I
and
think it's probably a little like Broadway. A lot of artists get used to playing the rounds on Broadway.
Yeah.
And that's what they're used to. And
Yeah.
they never make the leap to go out, to go fully into the craft and the art of this.
Yeah, it's just easy because it's comfortable, and you
Right.
get settled. But I knew, I wanted to get on land, so my wife and I came to Branson, and then I started working there, and got to really, it was in the '90s when Branson was happening. I mean, the greats were there, like, Andy Williams had a theater, Mel Tillis, Mickey Gilley. I mean,
Yeah,
all
that's
these, Ray Stevens, Lee
unbelievable.
Greenwood, Eddie Rabbitt, Conway Twitty, Johnny Cash, they were all there. At one point in the mid-'90s, there were more theater seats in Branson, Missouri than in New York City.
Wow.
And it was just an amazing place. And then one by one, they all started passing away. We lost Roy Clark, then we lost Andy, we
I
lost
know.
Mel,
I
we lost
know.
Glenn, we lost Glenn Campbell, and then nobody came in. So Branson's still cool. It's a great little town in the Ozarks, but it's not what it. It's just not what it
Not
was.
what it used to be.
It was an
I
amazing.
think a lot has changed in that. Tell me about the power of social media with this album.
Well, it's really everything. It's 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 a blessing and a curse.
Oh, I say that same thing
I
all the
mean,
time.
because you've got to you know, it it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
I mean, because you have to post
And there's
every
little
day,
reward
and
that
you got to
comes out
figure
of
out.
it.
No,
Like it's a lot of work for
And-
like
and-
a small pat on the back.
and you do, and you know, you release this song. Like I'll post a video, and if it doesn't get the response that I think it should get, I
Right.
start thinking something's wrong with me.
Right. We take it personally.
Oh, very, very personally.
I don't handle my own social media. Somebody does it for me
Yeah, I do.
because I don't think I have thick enough skin.
No, it gets
Like, I
very
don't know.
upsetting. Like
It
'cause-
does.
and you can, I mean, you can post yourself. You can. I posted a picture. We were coming back from. We just did a show in Palm Springs, and we drove out. 'Cause it's only a 4-hour drive from Vegas,
Right.
and I try not to eat fast food, but my guilty pleasure is a
Right.
Burger King Whopper every once in a
Yeah,
while.
with some mayonnaise and ketchup.
And
That's
we
the
pulled
jam.
through the drive-through, and the lady in the drive-through goes, "Any of you guys want a crown? You know the crowns." That you
Yeah,
put-"
yeah, yeah.
I went, "Yes, I would like a crown."
I would love a crown.
And I put the crown on my head with my sunglasses and in front of Burger King, and it gets like 400 comments and 1,000 likes, and then
my
I
gosh.
post a song that I've
You
been working,
put
and
your
maybe
heart and
20,
soul into.
20 comments and 10 likes. I'm like,
Right.
I'm wearing a stupid paper crown on my
Right,
head,
right.
and everybody goes, "That's
Burger King
awesome!"
should have
And then
thanked
this
you. They
thing
should
that
have
I've
sent you a
worked on that
check.
means something.
I know.
So that gets kind of that's kind of.
It is.
So it's a balancing act too, because you want people to know. I think the most important thing that I've learned is to not ask your fans, stream this, buy that,
Right. True,
get this,
true,
go
true.
here, check this out. But you want them to get to know you as a person and encourage them. Say, I'm feeling extra grateful today. I've been blessed greatly. What's something that you're grateful for?
Absolutely.
And then not only do they start posting, and it makes them remember the things that, like we just talked about, to be
Right.
grateful for, and then other people on the feed they'll start talking to each other. So
and
it's
that's
opening
so
up.
the power connection is so
And
beautiful.
it's creating. So that's kind of what I'm leaning into. I want people. My desire is for people to get to know me. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll kind of get to know I'm silly. I'm a little
Right.
I'm a little goofy. I don't take life too seriously, but I am a man of strong convictions and faith, and I'm an encourager. And I think with people who get on and they see that, and then they find out that I'm a singer and I'm an artist, I hope that would inspire them to go and listen to my music.
Yes. Yes.
I want them to like me as a person and
Right.
say, "Oh wow, this I like I like his vibe. I like his." And he sings. Let me go.
Right.
I want to see what his music
Yeah,
is because
and that
I seem
leads
to like
down
him as
to
a
the
person.
downloads and the
it's
streams
if
and-
you do that, if you try to do it in reverse, or listen to this. I think it can. I think it can get in the way. That was hard to learn too.
Right, it is.
Because you just want to.
It
You're so
is.
excited about putting yourself out
Right.
there, but you kind of got
Especially about the stuff that you are
Passionate.
super excited
Oh, yeah,
about,
yeah, yeah.
right? And then people aren't as excited as you, and you're like,
And then you think you
this
failed.
is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
right.
not that. It's like, and the hardest thing, I was listening to an artist talking about it. The hardest thing for an artist is the silence. It's
Yeah.
because in the silence you feel like you failed.
Right. Like the
And-
world's going on around
yes,
you, and you're not part
you
of it.
did yes. And so I have to be conscious that the silence is not necessarily that it's not worked or it's failed. It's that it just takes time sometimes.
Absolutely.
To and you
Absolutely.
can't just expect everybody to jump in.
Right, and you can't get wrapped up in it either. I mean, you're
But people
creative
quit,
because you're
you know,
not.
if you do-
Oh, yes.
that's when people quit.
I know.
You know-
And I'm telling you, I've had some bad. Like somebody called me a Karen. I'm like, if you really knew me, you'd know I'm so the opposite of a Karen.
Yes, people think
like,
that-
and I'm like, what is going on in your life that you feel that small that you have to take a shot at somebody else?
Well, they do it all the time.
I know it's
Like
ridiculous.
when I first started working with Bill, I knew I was stepping into some big shoes. Bobby Hatfield's one of the greatest singers ever
Ever.
to hold a microphone, and I knew I was going to be scrutinized, and I was. And Bill said, "Try your best not to look at social media.
Yes.
read these feeds because people were saying, who is this Bucky guy? Who does he think he is? Nobody can replace Bobby Hatfield. There's only one righteous brother left, and there's blah 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 blah. And
That's
and
so
it just
hard.
crushed me.
I'm sure it crushed you.
But Bill said they don't understand. Like you said, they're just taking shots.
They're taking shots.
Because they're miserable with their life,
Right.
and they're seeing somebody do
Right.
something and are successful, and rather than lifting themselves, I used to have, there's people in this world that rather than trying to do something to elevate themselves, want to be higher by pushing you down.
Well, nobody gets bigger by making somebody else feel smaller.
Without question.
And that's my pet peeve. People that make people feel small
I
is
hate
the
it.
worst.
Me too.
It is the worst. Like, what is so wrong with you that you have?
And the people that are online, and the thing
And
that
stay
online,
in your lane,
and
baby,
everybody
it's not
has
your
a
business.
voice. You can be
Yes.
living in your parents' basement and be on your computer and be
Right.
like you're a big shot and like something.
Right.
I
use
like
the parents' basement all the time. I'm like, in between your video games, you're taking cheap shots at people who are trying to build a
that are
life.
trying to. It's because they're miserable in their life.
Right.
And
misery loves
they
company.
They want to push you down.
They totally
so
do.
that they feel validated.
And I'm so glad we talked about this because that's a great point for younger artists.
Yes.
And I coach a lot of younger artists too.
Oh, that's great.
I love them so much. To see them win
They're
makes
so
my
they're
heart.
hungry.
I so love them. I'm telling you, when you see them win, it is like, it's
and
such
you've had a part of it. Well, you've got. I feel the same. Like you've got a very kind,
Thank you.
sincere, honest. I'm running out of adjectives, but
Mitch and I were talking earlier. I'm a fixer. We went out for Valentine's, my husband and I, and he goes, listen, I love you. He loves my energy. He's like, your energy's off the charts.
Yes, it is.
But he's like, we're just going to go have dinner, and you don't need to fix the waiter. You don't have to tell the, it's okay for us just to have dinner. He's like, because I am by nature.
yeah,
I'm like, and
me
if
too.
people can't, I'm like, I'll get this done.
And I come in with my wife. My wife's kind of, she's the kindest, most wonderful person in the world, but she's very quiet and kind of, and we'll.
I'm a lot of things. Quiet's not
me,
one of them.
Me too. And we'll go into Walmart, and then and when we lived in Branson, because we knew everybody.
Right.
And she would go, Can we just go in and get what we need and get out? She goes, I need you to put your bubble on.
Yeah.
And I said, what are you talking
That's
about?
another thing I
She
teach
said, when I
people.
go in, I can go in and get the stuff, and I can come out. When you go in, you walk in the door like this. Who needs to know me?
I know. My
needs
friends
to
are
know
like,
me?
Deb should be a Bucky greeter. They're like, you'd make a fortune if somebody could give you $200,000 a year to be.
Well, you
I'm
just
like,
want to make people
"Oh."
happy. You just want to
You
uplift
know,
people.
And God bless the people like us that want to do that.
That's what I say. So you go be an old grouch if you want to.
Right, exactly. God
know?
bless the people that care.
we're
and
encouragers.
it's such a privilege to be able to
Yes, it
connect
is.
when you're in this industry.
And it's a gift.
It's a gift.
Like
it's
what
such
you
a
do,
gift.
what you do is a gift.
Yes.
The blessings you give people and what you do to help people and your energy, that's a gift. Other people, not everybody has that gift. Everybody's got a gift.
I tell everybody.
not everybody is-
Everybody has a superpower. What's your superpower? And people are like, I don't have a superpower. I'm like, you do.
You
Everybody
do.
has a superpower.
You just got to figure it out, and that's what gives you purpose in life.
Absolutely.
And you just got to find out what that is. That's why I told my daughter, I'm like, she's like she's 20 years old and thinks she has to have it all figured out. And then I shared this. I said, your dad I was a geology major. I
Right.
dropped out of school. I
Right.
joined a rock and roll band. That broke up. I came home,
Right.
went to work. I was living at home again. Then I went back and got my degree. Then I went to work on the cruise ship. Then I went to regional theater. Then I went to Branson, and then the Righteous Brothers happened.
And I think people don't understand, because you've been in this industry so long, they don't understand that you have real feelings and you have real problems, and
Yeah.
and it's not always lights, camera, action.
No, they also think they don't understand. People see you up on stage. They don't understand the work and the years of work
And the
that it took
sacrifice.
to do that, to put you
Right.
in this position.
Right.
They're, training your voice, taking acting classes. I mean, I took ballet and dance in college because I knew I was going to be doing theater. I have to learn to
Right.
move. You are constantly learning about. We talked about social media, how to promote yourself. Creating records, creating. It's. I'm a work in progress, and I will be until the day I check out.
We all are.
Yeah.
We all are a work in progress. But It is, the power of the music is so, it changes lives. I
Yes.
can't imagine somebody coming up to me crying about that. That's such a beautiful
Oh.
gift. And God gave you the gift. You need to spread it.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen.
We'll sit in the audience at the Righteous Brothers show, and we do a song to open the show, and then we do a couple of their hits. So like
Right.
Little Latin Loopy Lou was
Yeah.
their first West
Yeah.
Coast hit. And then the next song we do is Soul and Inspiration, which you know that one.
Yes, yeah.
You're my soul and my inspiration.
Yes.
And Bill
Like the
sings
greatest love songs ever written.
that opening line, girl, I can't let you do this. As soon as Bill sings that, I'm looking at the audience. You see hands being held. You see the lady puts her head on her husband's shoulder, and they are reliving the
Yes.
memories that song,
That's why you do it, right? Why do you do it? We do it for that.
And
for
this is kind of funny. It's all about perspective. So I hope I can tell you this story without. So one night after the show, when Bill's gotten to an age right now that we used to go out after every show and sign
Right.
autographs and stuff like that, but it takes a lot out of you. It's like that's
Oh.
harder than the show.
I can't go out
'Cause it's
tonight after
emotionally
this.
just
After
like,
filming it, I can't. I
it's
can't go out.
emotionally draining.
It is. It is.
But we're standing there, and this lady and her husband comes up, and the lady comes over to Bill and says, "I have to tell you, your music. My husband and I had our first dance to your songs, and we held hands and we listened to these songs, and it's just the soundtrack of my life. And I just want to thank you for the memories." And she hugs him,
So
and I'm like, "That's really sweet."
beautiful.
And then she goes over to talk to Bill's daughter, and the husband comes over and said, "Bill, I got to tell you, your music, me and the old lady in the car,
Means something to
the
everybody.
woman's like,
Who are
so
we to
beautiful."
judge?
And the
right?
guy's like, "Yeah, come on, man."
Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge?
But and Bill talks about their songs. Him and Bobby, their songs were huge in Vietnam
Yes.
during the Vietnam years.
Yes.
And you have these military guys. They have the hats on, and these are Marines, and they come up with tears in their eyes and say, "Your music was our connection to home."
Right.
We
Wow,
would
that's
hear
so
we're in
powerful.
Vietnam, and we hear. You lost that living feel and our soul and inspiration, and it was it was home. It was our connection.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So the impact that music has on people's lives. I mean, you're probably like me. You hear that certain song, and you remember where you were when you heard it.
Absolutely,
You remember what you were
absolutely.
doing, who you were with.
Yes, it does. It brings
It's
back
a-
the
it's-
greatest.
it's-
That's
I
such
would
a
say it's a
powerful thing.
time machine.
Right, and thank God that you have this gift to do that.
Oh.
That you can do it, and the platform to do it.
It's such a blessing.
You're going to be making music and performing till you're 120.
Oh, easily.
Easily, I know. You're one of those.
And it
that
keeps
I
you
can-
young too. That's why Bill's still
Totally.
doing it at 85. He's like,
85. God
and
bless
still
him.
doing it, like,
that is
and pulling his own
amazing.
luggage and everything. I mean,
Oh
he's
my
in
gosh.
great shape, and he sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And we're still doing 1,000 to 2,000 people on the road when we
That's
go out. We
unbelievable.
played the Ryman here last year.
Yes.
We played the Schermerhorn twice.
The
and
Ryman
then,
is an incredible.
and then Bill did the Grand Ole Opry, and then we got to play Austin City Limits, which was
Wow.
great.
So You've had some great. You guys, a lot of country in your blood. You need
I
to
do.
be
Well, I'm
here.
an Alabama boy,
Yes,
So people,
exactly.
it's shocking to a lot of my friends that in Vegas, all they hear me sing, like in our Righteous Brothers show, I sing with Righteous Brothers songs like Unchained, but also I do like Somewhere from West Side Story, and
Yes.
I'm opera trained, so I do Nessun Dorma in the show, and so I do all these. So when they heard me singing, "It's gonna be a heartache tonight," it's like they
They're
short
like,
circuit.
where did that come from?
To them, I am, "Oh my love." That's me.
Best song ever.
It is.
It is. I'm sorry. I still cry every time I hear it. I think it is the best song ever written in music.
You know that song. So Phil Spector, produced
Yes.
all the Righteous. Well, that particular song, Unchained Melody, was from a movie in the '50s called Unchained, and I think Roy Hamilton did it originally, but it's about a guy in prison writing to his girlfriend.
Wow, I did not know that.
Oh, my love,
Wow.
I hunger for your touch. Are you still mine? I need your love. Lonely rivers flow through. So,
Wow,
so
wow.
when they redid it, when the Righteous Brothers redid it, it was a side B. You know, it was the B side.
Right.
And back in the 50s and 60s, even in the 70s, the DJs had such power that if they, sometimes they would, the song that was being promoted, if they liked the B side.
Right. How things have
That would-
changed
so
now,
un-
too.
yeah.
Like, what a crazy...
So Unchained Melody was a B side.
yeah, it is the most beautiful song ever.
And Bill produced it, and that's him playing piano. And so Bobby came into the studio, and this was interesting. Like when I went in to record one of my songs, you probably sing it 10 times, and then you take the best pieces of it and put it,
Chop it all up and put it back together.
So this song, Bill said Bobby came into the studio, and this is where, back when they had 2, maybe 3 tracks, he sang the whole thing one time.
Wow. And that was it.
But the only thing he didn't do was the high note, you know.
Wow, yeah. Yeah.
So he leaves.
That's your note now, I guess, right?
Yeah,
When you guys
well, you know, I do it sometimes, but Bill also does it in the show, and does it down the octave, sitting on a stool with a whole montage of him and Bobby and their career together.
Wow.
And he's singing it. Oh, my love.
Yeah, that's
so hard.
It is such a beautiful,
But
beautiful
Bobby
song.
came back in, and he goes, I got an idea. He goes, I need you to punch me in here, punch me in this spot. And Bill said, you know, well, if I punch you in, we're going to lose. It's gone forever. It's not like nowadays you can have 50 million tracks.
Right,
It's gone.
right, yeah.
So he punched him in. He does, I need, and punched him out, and Bill went.
Wow.
So when you hear Unchained Melody, you know, and people on the American Idol sing it, you know, and
I was
even when I
watching
sing
American
it,
Idol last night, actually.
I'm trying to copy Bobby.
Right.
You know, my love, and all that stuff that he sang one time and one punch.
Wow. That's
One time through and one punch.
that's your shot right there. Wow, that's beautiful. That's your money piece.
Isn't that something?
You have
you
a
would think
great,
I
fascinating life.
I thought he had probably recorded it 50 times, and then
Right.
you know, and then because it's so brilliant what he does.
Yeah,
But he captured lightning in a bottle.
that
one
lightning in a
time,
bottle.
yeah.
When we say that about Philadelphia when they win, Eagles win things, we're like it's lightning in a bottle.
Listen, you have a championship. All my friends are like,
we
I'm like,
do.
we've been
We
to
do.
2 Super Bowls and no championship.
Yeah, we do, but it's still I
was a big-
love football season.
Me
It's
too.
my
I was a
favorite.
big fan of the Eagles. Like when I was a kid, I got sick of being a Falcons fan because you know you want your team to win.
Absolutely.
And the Falcons were terrible in the '70s, so I started pulling for the Eagles.
Right.
And I had a Ron Jaworski jersey.
One of the coolest men I've
Oh,
met him personally. One of
Jaws.
the coolest men in, still
Yeah,
does a daily show about the Eagles in Philadelphia.
And he used to be on not ESPN. He was a sportscaster, and I really miss him because his insight. I love these players that are like him. They can I don't know if you watch ESPN too. On Monday night with Peyton Manning and his
I
brother.
love I think it's great.
And
The
Peyton's
Jason
talking about the
Kelsey, what a great-
formations and all that stuff.
Oh, I
It's
love it.
very interesting.
I know. I'm. The draft is in April, so I'll make it.
The draft. I was here when the draft was here in Nashville. Were you in town?
No, I was not in town. I've been to several, but to me,
and
I
they
just
had
have
one.
to make
They had it in Vegas too. It was amazing.
There was one in Philadelphia that I was at that was incredible
yeah.
too. Let me tell you about this Freedom Brew because we were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah.
So this is our sponsor now, Alan. We love you. Shout out to you, sir. It is owned. A veteran owns it. He was doing the corporate 9 to 5, and he wanted to follow his passion. So
just what we're talking
he
about.
gives back. Yes,
great.
he's purpose, right? So he gives back to veterans, and he is
love it.
working with stopping of the suicide of veterans because right here, right now, the only reason we're here is because we have the strongest military, and God bless
yes.
anyone who is heroic enough to put their lives on the line for this country. So, but I'll give you some, and you try it, and you let me know how it is. It's delicious. I love it, but
But I'm seeing there's like a bunch of different flavors.
there's all
a white
different
ale
flavors.
and
We
a
can give
brown
you a
ale and-
T-shirt, and we want this to be in every single person's hands because we really want.
This is America 250 this year.
That's
the
250,
250th
right?
anniversary
Amen.
of the
And I
United-
love that we're celebrating it. You know,
me
there's.
too.
I've
been-
stopped watching the news because, quite honestly, it throws me off my game.
I can't do it.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't do it.
But we're people helping people. We should be supporting each other as Americans.
Without question.
And I think it's so important. And Alan is the creator.
You know,
and
and
the owner.
what's interesting too, if you really sit down, you know, party lines have gotten to be so like volatile. But if
It's
if you
we were anti each other.
I don't get it. And if you sit and really just talk to somebody, you know, I think we'd find out for the most part we agree on a lot more things than we disagree
do, but
on.
I mean, to live in a world where
People want to be right, and
Right.
tell you you're wrong.
it's
and
so
gross.
disheartening to
Yeah.
me as I don't. It's really upsetting that we're turning on each other. To me, because we're
it's so
Americans,
hard.
and that's what we
Well,
should
do you
be-
remember when 9/11 happened?
Yeah, I remember
You know,
where I was the minute.
Yeah,
that-
so 9/11 happens, and then I remember seeing Democrats and Republicans and independents all holding hands, standing on the stairs, singing "God Bless America" at the White House,
Right.
at the Capitol. When
the building.
we were
yeah.
unified, because it's
Right.
kind of like, your brother and you fight, but
I
if
still got
somebody else
you.
comes in and
right.
picks on your brother,
then,
then
you're
you're
done. Right.
so. I'm just
It's-
hoping it doesn't take
I hope so
something
too.
horrible
Me
happen
too.
to bring us together
Me too.
again,
And
because
a few horrible things have happened.
have
and,
happened.
And it's just, I think we start
just
at
love
home.
each other, man.
Just love each other.
Like Glenn Campbell's song, "Try a Little Kindness."
Try a little kindness.
You got to try a little kindness, show a little kindness, shine the light for everyone to see.
That's
If you
beautiful.
try a little kindness and overlook the blindness, narrow-minded people or the narrow-minded street. That says it all.
And it is.
Show a
It's
little
so
kindness.
important.
If you
But-
see your brother standing by the road, help.
Right.
You know,
and you're doing it through your music, and I think
That's
that's,
what I'm
so
hoping.
amazing that this album is going to be a huge success.
Well, thank you.
Will there
Thank
be a
you, Deb.
follow-up album?
Well, right now the project I'm actually going in the studio. So I'm doing Third and Lindsley tomorrow, and then I'm going into the studio. Dear friends of ours, Larry Hansen has a studio called Fatback Sound, and my music director, who is also the music director for the Righteous Brothers, Tim Lee, he has written a couple of really, really great songs. One's called The Working Class.
Wow.
It's about the paramedics and about the policemen
Yes.
and about the people that make this country the
Yes.
blood of this country.
Yes.
And then the other one's called 4th of July. And then so we're working on those songs, and I'm going down to Scottsdale.
I love Scottsdale.
There's
Such a great place,
there's
right?
twin brothers that play twin fiddles. They've been on America's Got Talent. They've been on they're the Linford twins.
Wow.
And then there's a group of young kids called Life in 3D. They do a version of Unchained Melody recently. They have 8.4 million views.
Wow.
And they're 23, 24 years old, and they're singing, brothers and sisters singing in three-part
That's
harmony.
amazing.
And
So much talent,
So,
right?
yeah.
You must see so much talent.
have all these. So we're collaborating on a big event for America 250. So we're writing songs
beautiful.
for that.
Oh, you have to keep me updated.
I
I would love. All
I
right,
was just
have
telling
a
Cliff, I
question
said, we
for-
got this new song. I said, I can't wait you to hear it.
Please
man."
do,
Yeah.
please do. I would love for you to keep in touch with me. All right, I'm gonna have to ask you this. No one has ever told me no, so don't break my heart, sir. You'll come back.
Oh, without question.
You'll come back
I would
and
absolutely
hang
love it.
out with us
You're
and-
very kind for asking. And
Oh, I would love. When
I'm
I
so
tell
glad-
you, when I got the call, I was truly felt so honored that Cliff thought that
I'm
highly
honored.
of me.
Oh, he loves you and sings your praises. And
I love him, too.
Well, I see why. You're a wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you so much. And
Your
right
spirit, and
back
thank you for
at
what
you.
you do.
Oh,
you know,
thank you so much.
helping
It means
people.
the
I mean,
world to me.
You're
It's,
you're a light in this world, and we need
Thank
more
you.
people like that.
You know, every store, everybody
Let's
has
do
a
our.
story.
We're just going to do our best to encourage.
That's it, and that's it. I wake up every day, and I thank God I'm here, and I thank God that I get
Blessings.
to help people.
Yep.
And I thank God that this show helps people move people, and I just think it's amazing.
You're an encourager, and it's, you know, no act of kindness is too small.
I agree. I agree.
and
it's free.
It's free.
You don't have to buy an app for it.
No.
It's free. Just be nice to people.
Just take every day, just try to do something positive. But if you sit and you wallow, and I mean, I don't watch the news. You know
Don't
what I
watch
do?
the news,
Here's
yeah.
what I do at night. Where other people are watching the news and getting angry, I turn on Andy Griffith.
Yeah. Still, holy smokes, that's great. I haven't heard the Andy Griffith show.
Andy
in forever.
Griffith that's kind of like the little hometown I grew up in Alabama. It's like,
that's
I mean,
beautiful.
and
Back
it's
when life
so-
was simple. Like,
and
it's-
simple, and there was right and wrong, and people were held. You know, you were accountable. You know, we
Right.
were. I was talking to my good friend that I'm visiting with here in Nashville. We grew up together, and we're talking about down south where we grew up. You know, I got the paddle.
Oh.
I got, nowadays Nowadays, you probably child
right.
abuse.
You'd be going to prison for that, right?
But
hey, let me tell you something. Old school works.
Everyone, looking back on it, the spankings and the discipline. And when my dad would take something away, it was gone.
That's it.
But it was it teaches you responsibility and yeah, I just think we've gotten so soft and everything's
Start the gratitude practice in the
everything's
morning
gotten
and let me know
gray,
how it goes. Before your feet hit the floor, you and your wife say three
That's
things.
great.
And it could be the
I'm doing
simplest
that
thing.
from now
like,
on.
Please do. It and you're already such a light but it will really just change your perspective.
I
Nothing
think that's
throws
great
me
before
off
you
my
even
game.
get out of bed.
Yeah, and then when I do get up, I put a bubble around me because in what I do, I can't absorb the energy of somebody else. I have to be spot on my game. I can't go down the rabbit hole with them. So I put myself in a bubble to keep myself protected, and that's how we roll. Bucky, you're a total delight.
Well,
I'm so honored to
Deb.
have you. I can't wait for you to come back. I'll be
can't
in
wait.
Allentown. Don't worry.
Hey, listen, you let me know.
Oh, I totally will.
Cliff's got my number, and you reach out, and if you want to come in Lancaster.
And I will be there. I would love it.
I would love for you
Thank
to
you
come.
so much. It's been an honor to have you.
Thank you, Deb.
Thanks.